Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another Teacher Joseph podcast. Well, today's idiom is for love nor money. For love nor money. And it's when you're trying to find something, but you can't find it no matter where you search. Okay, so imagine that you're looking for a particular CD, okay, or MP3. You can say, I've searched everywhere for that, but I just can't find it for love nor money. Yeah. Or if you go to buy your favorite drink, let's say, and you look in all the shops, you can say to your friend, I've searched everywhere for this, and I can't find it for love nor money. We sometimes use it to refer to things around the house we can't find either, but more commonly, it's used in some kind of financial transaction, something that you want to buy, but you can't find it, and you've looked everywhere. For love nor money. Here's a few other examples from around the internet. Trucks couldn't be bought for love nor money. Conditions were so bad and they couldn't get any help for love nor money. It means that in some places there won't be prisons. Or it means that in some places you won't be able to find a policeman for love nor money. Yeah, I've actually heard this being used in moments of calamity or moments of tragedy, where someone might, after the aftermath of the tragedy, someone might say, "Oh, and to make it worse, there was no help for love nor money." Or, yeah, after that happened, it was like all the policemen just disappeared. I couldn't find one for love nor money. So, you see, usually a financial transaction, but also in a moment of emotional pain, when you're really trying to find something. It's not something that you usually just say. It's not just one of these things that, oh, yeah, for love nor money. No, it's usually got a bit of an edge to it. Oh, I couldn't do this for love nor money, So, oh, I wanted to buy tickets for the concert, but I couldn't find them for love nor money. And it never changes. It's not for either love nor money, and it's not for money nor love. It's very specifically for love nor money, and it always comes at the end of the sentence. Actually, I was looking around the internet earlier trying to find a particular Elvis Presley song, and I couldn't find it for love nor money. I don't think they've released it. Some songs are always kept either at the music publishers or they were never released, but maybe you've heard them once. A demo, perhaps. I don't know, but this particular track I was looking for, I couldn't find it for love nor money. And it was interesting. Did you know that Elvis Presley actually arrived in the UK once at an airport quite close to here where I'm sitting right now, but he wasn't allowed to leave the airport because he didn't have a passport. I think the airport had allowed the plane to land to refuel, but he couldn't get out because, just like most Americans, he didn't actually have a passport. Now, it seems a bit strange. In those days, clearly, the plane was doing something which didn't require him to leave. I'm not sure you could do that now. I mean, on any overseas flight, I think you need to have your travel documents now. But anyway, he was a very special man, so perhaps he was able to travel without one. Yeah, he even turned up at the White House once and demanded that they induct him into the FBI. That's a bit strange. Can you imagine just turning up at the White House and saying, "Okay, I want into the FBI, thank you." Yeah, they appeased him because he was so famous. I think it was President Carter. So he basically turned up at the White House and demanded to have the right to arrest people. So they gave him a badge, which made him a policeman. He had a major drugs problem. He was one of these people that thought he could do anything he wanted, and he certainly tried. That's for sure. Yeah, Elvis Presley. Actually, my birthday is on the same day as Elvis's birthday. Yeah, 8th of January. And my parents wanted to call me Elvis. Isn't that strange? Can you imagine Teacher Elvis? Teacher Elvis McTaggart. That just didn't sound right. It's. Having said that, though, I went to school with a guy called Elvis. Did Elvis McDonald? Yeah, so it was quite a popular name in those days. But oh no. Uh, yeah, can you imagine Teacher Elvis's teaching practice on italki? Oh no. I think my life would have been very different if I had a middle name of Elvis. But thankfully, my grandparents intervened and they saved me and they changed it to Joseph. They still wanted to give me Elvis as a middle name. Oh, yeah, they didn't give up. But actually, finally, they didn't, thankfully. Yeah, some interesting facts about Elvis include his gun obsession. Yeah, see, I don't understand that about Americans and guns. We don't have that here in the UK, maybe because we're smaller. Um, but it seems that in America, to own a gun is a real expression of strength and masculinity. Yeah, here in the UK, we just use alcohol. It's easier to get drunk than kill someone, although some people do both, it seems. Yeah, so he was obsessed with guns. He had a collection of 40 weapons, including machine guns. I mean, really, that's just strange. Um, uh, let's see, there's a few strange facts here about him. It says that he was so popular that he became known as the king of rock and roll. And like many musicians, he also owned a chimpanzee called Scatter. Oh, yeah, so did Michael Jackson. Do you remember? He owned a chimpanzee called Bubbles. That thing's still alive. Bubbles, I mean. Yeah, it lives in a retirement home. And it made headline news some years ago because one of his sisters went to visit that chimpanzee. I think it was Latoya or Janet, and it attacked her. Interesting. A chimpanzee with taste. Let's see, what else does it say here about Elvis? He's responsible for the best-selling single of the 1950s, Hound Dog. Oh yeah, you ain't nothing but a hound dog. He wasn't known for his great English, was he? Um, yeah, very interesting. He did 2 years in the army, and he donated everything that he earned to charity. Well, he must have been quite well off then, huh? If he was able to do that. Well off just means rich. He was a black belt in karate, and he was introduced to martial arts while in the army. Unfortunately, he was also introduced to drugs, amphetamines. Oh, very sad. He's a direct descendant of Abraham Lincoln's great-great-grandfather. Oh, Americans love that, don't they? They're always looking to be connected to somebody. Let's see. Yeah, about his advertising campaigns. He recorded more than 600 songs without writing any of them. He couldn't read or write music. Uh, yeah, he was a deputy sheriff in Shelby County. Yeah, I know that, as I mentioned earlier, he had demanded to become a law enforcement officer at one point. Um, let's see. Um, his first on-screen kiss was with Jaina Lund, whoever that is, in a movie called Loving You. Oh, very interesting. Lots of facts here about him. At Graceland, his grandmother lived there, Minnie Mae Presley. She outlived her son and grandson, passing away in 1980 at the age of 86. Graceland is the second most visited house in America, the first one being the White House. Gee. Graceland was declared a National Historic Landmark. Yeah, apparently, although he's very famous, many people don't like him because the simple truth is he was a drug addict, and many people were very put off by that. Let's see, he collected statues of Venus de Milo and Joan of Arc. More people watched Elvis live from Hawaii than those who watched Neil Armstrong walk on the moon. Gee. The FBI has more than 600 pages about Elvis. They were watching him for some reason. Between 1957 and 69, he made only 2 TV appearances. Oh, interesting fact, isn't it? What we didn't know about Elvis. Yeah, there's even a radio station in the States dedicated to Elvis impersonators. It's a bizarre thing, isn't it? Well, there we are. Some information about Elvis Presley. Oh, by the way, speaking of musicians, I see that Paul Simon has started to go deaf. He's made headline news. Do you remember Simon and Garfunkel? Bridge over troubled water. Yeah, I think I prefer the other one they did. Was it 50 Ways to Kill Your Lover, was it? Push him off the bus, Gus. Yeah, very interesting. So there we are, some interesting facts about Elvis. And I hope you've enjoyed this. And remember today's idiom for love nor money goes at the end of the sentence. You can use it always in a negative way for something that you can't get, often a financial transaction, and often used in a situation with great emotion. So, yeah, things to keep in mind there. Have a nice day. Bye.